Hello, everyone, and all. How's it going? Today we're working on some more inventory stuff. Currently the resources, and then I feel like I can start getting to the base building aspect. Because base building requires resources to make stuff. Of course, I could work on placing buildings down and things of that nature, but I don't really want to do that at the moment until I get the resources done. I don't want to have to cook that in later. Trying to see. Yesterday we were working on the resource pickup in general. The magnetic properties of the resources were a little wonky. Trying to get an instance where I can grab these and kind of show you. But yeah, essentially the resources or the pickups would trail behind the player if he kept running away from them. So what I ended up doing was I took in consideration the distance with that formula and basically made it so, as it closes in, it gets faster. But other than that, we're just having a chill stream today. Nothing crazy. I'm just relaxing.
Here's how to turbocharge your IT operation. Go to Atera.com, the IT management platform.
So let's just get into some work. I started making, I'll probably work on this later. But I started making like a inventory whip or placeholder, I guess you could call it, for the button at the top left. Well, I guess I didn't. Maybe I didn't save it. I don't know. No! Not whatever I did 5... Yeah, look at my embarrassing art. I'm trying to find where I put the thing. Did I really not save that? Well, I guess that's my sign for we're gonna have to redo that. But yeah, I drew a satchel and everything. And forgot to save it. Big sad. Big sad. But yeah, let's I guess start working. So the idea is we click this button and in here we'll essentially see the resources when we pick them up in here, but it's going to take some coding because I have a there's an instance. Sorry, I just been kind of testing these the magnetic properties of these pickups. No. Let's see if I can get it like this. Okay, cool. They do come to us after a while. So yes, I know I haven't been streaming a lot recently, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I haven't been working on the game. I apologize, guys. I've just been in a very, I guess you could say, chaotic state. I've been learning a lot about the Bible and questioning my position in the faith and what I need to do to grow stronger in faith in Christ, stuff like that. So it's been rough. It's been rough. It's always hard looking at ourselves and kind of comparing us with what we should be when it comes to, the walk of faith in the Christian religion. But we've been doing it, and we've been working while we've been doing it. But I feel like it's important for me to not really be around too much because, for me personally, it's hard to talk when this happens. Very chaotic. I don't really know what to say per se. But anyways, let's go ahead and add these items. First of all, I want to add these items. Then I want to go main char, inventory. I guess we have that here. I mean, I guess if we're getting the inventory component, we should really see if we have an inventory component, but meh. Let's see. What do I have? What do I have for my inventory component? I know I wrote something in here. As item. I kind of want to have something that'll go through and list these out. Or essentially return a list of these. I guess it already does that when you get the item list, but I'd prefer to have something in a written format. Just for testing purposes. And let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let's see. So if I want to read all these, I never worked with team maps before, by the way, guys. So what do I call this again? Item list. Item list dot. We could literally just find everything in here, but I kind of want to go through and read what we have. And if I remember correctly, the way we insert these things is we add an item, we create an item ID, we check if it has the item. If it doesn't have the item, then we're just going to add it. We're going to up the amount on the item. We might have to rework a lot of the logic in here, by the way, guys. Also in the ID, we create an ID by getting the number of items in here. I want to have like a max amount of items we can have in the inventory, obviously, because, you know, there's only so much storage, as you can tell. There's 12 altogether. I'll work that in at some point. But for now, I just want to be able to read and see like, oh, yeah, these things are in there. So let's do a 4. Actually, I could probably do a 4 each. For every item, I forgot how to do a 4 each. I know it's always difficult because when you learn how to do 4 each in C++, it's very easy. But when you switch it around so much. Okay. So as I thought, in item list. Sorry. So we want to read the item. I think the issue with doing auto is it doesn't specifically give you the specifics of a, you know, let's see, resource item data table. I believe that is what it is. No, we have a resource pickup. Ah, I think I remember correctly now. So when we add it, we create a new Judah inventory item, the new item. Okay. So in the item, we also need the new item object item equals the item, which is the resource pickup. So item dot item? I don't know. But we do know it's a Judah inventory item. Item object item. And what's the issue here? That's because it's a F table row base. I mean, we store the item in here. True, we won't really need to do it because we could just go in and get the number. So we could just do it int I equals 0, then item list dot num, then I plus plus, and then what we do is I believe we say item dot get, then we use the item ID, and we can use I believe here, right? I believe I use an int as a way to store this. Int 32, yeah. I should just use an int. Beep, 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 beep. So what does it want? It wants get fset element ID, the ID, which I'm assuming is this here. In key type, in value type, so I could blah blah blah. Maybe I have to use find. That element, what is an F? Is integer as valid index. So index should be an int 32 from what I know. Like if I just put 1 or 0 in here, we're gonna have an issue. What if I use find key constant pointer type key? If I put I in here, does that work? It does. And from there we can get all this stuff. UI, log temp, warning, text, slot, slot called s that has an amount of called with the amount of but I Actually, let's do this. Maybe that's oh, when it does that, it's like, you don't have that. Yes, I do. I really do. What is rib? However I spelled that, was like Brindable or something like that. I need to do some research. I don't know why I'm gonna do this. But I could, I mean, I could do a debug and find it that way, I guess. Let's see if this even works. What have I done? Why'd I get a build error? Live coding fails. See live code console for information. I don't see jack diddly squat. Oh, what? I get stuff? I get things. Like it was supposed to be a uncleared identifier. There's a random A somewhere. I think a Canadian got into my code. Yo, it's safe. From an unused basement. No. Sounds shady. What's wrong? Access violation reading. That's because there's no item. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Whatever. So we need to say if this, then we'll do this. Yo, John Ray, salute to you as well, brother. How you doing? How you doing? Not shady, it's totally legal. Plus it's cheap too. Bro, what do you mean? Unused basement? And I already got a business coming up. I'll be really busy here soon in the next couple of weeks. I just gonna spend time working on this project and trying to get, whoa. It's cheap. I'm serious. It's cheap and legal. I mean, you don't even gotta do it from hearing. All right, fine. Tell me about it. Safe. And you call me. Yo, Buenos. What's up, my friend? How's everything out in Switzerland? How's everything out in the good old land of the Switzer? I believe that's where you're from, right? Oh my god. Okay, so what's the error now? We obviously got an item. We got an item this time for some weird, strange reason, right? No, we got an inventory item was wrong. Ah, that's has item. Why does every American mix Sweden and Switzerland? I don't know, man. It's because I'm American? Isn't that why you love us so much? Sweden and Switzerland. I don't know. That's a good thing. Sweden. Switzerland. To be honest with you, it's because it rhymes. Yeah, they look like they're in the same area to me, man. I mean, I don't see any geographical differences, you know? Make a mushroom farm legal edible. And basically, okay. Raleigh, I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself too, okay? I'm very disappointed in myself too. Next time when I make a new game, I'll make it based in Switzerland, and it'll be where Sweden's at. You take a cabinet and remove all that's inside. You put just shelves 8 inches distance vertically. 8 inches 8 inches distance. 8 inches distance. Okay. Well, I understand how you do it, but why would you do it? Well, you gotta go down there every day and spray it. So we got that. So we check if this has the item ID. That's true, we do have it set to 0 right now. You know what it sounds like for people just coming in here safe? It sounds like you're making a mushroom farm, man. Do I need to call the freaking your area's variation of the CIA to let them know what you're up to? Hey, this guy's growing mushrooms. He's growing mushrooms. I think the issue here obviously is our item ID is 0. Yeah, what was I thinking when I made this? I was like, yeah, just... Ah, it's because it's... The whole point of this is to check and to see, and essentially I'm supposed to get this back. That's what it looks like. Gonna be a very slow day for me, guys. I got no sleep last night, so... Man, it sounds to me like Amin loves math and you love plants, man. You're always talking about growing plants and doing all this stuff. So we go through each list. I get this. I don't know why it's having a problem here. If the item ID object item resource item equals item resource item, right? Because we put this item into here to check it, then we essentially return that item's ID. But it's like, why would we even need the item's ID? I guess it's because we use it in here and say like, yo, if we have the ID, then... But we have to plug something into here, huh? Then we use that item ID again. This just seems like really weird logic. Safe, I understand that you just watched a freaking Discovery Channel video of this, but you don't need to come in here and explain the whole process to me, man. Come on. Yeah, 500 per day if you're actually making mushrooms. What is my logic here? What is up with my brain? I add the amount here, but then I'm adding it here. Oh, I guess I'm saying if the slot is full. Yeah, we need to stop this. Yeah, but that just sounds like something that can get me in trouble. The cop comes in and he's like, "You're saying there's some magic mushrooms?" No, that's just the spaghetti mushrooms. Looks like magic mushrooms to me. Well, they taste magically if you put them in spaghetti. Next thing you know, I'm in cuffs. And I'm very sad. All because I listened to some guy on the internet! I'm looking at you, Safe. I'm looking at you. You're the type of mushroom. Didn't I just describe the scenario? Didn't I just vocally act it out for you, huh? You want to see me in cuffs in prison, sad and bald and fat? Is that what you want? Although at least I'd be able to feel how I actually feel. Imagine I come back all ripped. I'm like one giant walking muscle. And I'm just like, Safe. I must find Safe. What the heck? He's like, work out in prison, gain motivation, and become Kratos. Yes. That's exactly what would happen, huh? I'll use the chains that they binded me with in prison as my freaking... the chains that are around his wrist. What's going on here? Nothing. Safe wasn't just talking to me about his elaborate plan to grow magic mushrooms in his basement. It costs $120K for building, as restaurants actually prefer potatoes locally grown versus waiting days for deliveries. Yeah. I'd be confused too. I told you that's what it looked like. I was like, do you know what it looks like when people come in here and read all the things you're saying? It sounds like you're growing magic mushrooms. He's just in his room. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't like mushrooms, dude. They're bad for you kids. Don't take them. Don't use them. Don't do nothing with them unless they're the edible kinds. And the non-poisonous gets you high kind, if you know what I'm saying. Do you guys see that? Safe has got two right hands. What's going on with you, bro? Why do you got two right hands? Why do you got two thumbs? One thumb on the inside, one on the out, bro. That was the image of Owl. True, Owl's pretty buff, dude. I don't know if you ever seen him. That dude looks like he could flip two cars over at once. One hand under each car. That's gotta mean you got like one strong bicep and one strong left tricep. At least that thing was mean. I don't know where I'm going with that. Me, what does it all mean? Why do I go resource name? Object item, resource name. Which is rather interesting, actually. Resource name. Where is my resource name? Class definition. I don't even use this. Why is it here? Yeah, I was completely high when I made this code. That's what it sounds like to me. Double right-handed boy. Dude, that means that you have like, how do you throw left hooks? Double right-handed. Yeah, they really need to fix that, don't they? They need to get some left hand emoji love in chat. Disappointed, YB. I'm saying I must have been high. I mean, look at this code, dude. I'm using resource name and there's not even, I don't even have anything for it. And I know I'm not gonna need it. Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Get name. That would have been better. Right. There's got to be something on here. Item list. It's simple. People's fears the Southpaw so much that denial sets in. Yeah. I simply use my right foot and do a backflip and turn 180 degrees midair so my right foot goes left so I can shoot in the left and I also shoot backwards to do that. Wow, man. Sounds like you should be in gymnastics. If you can bend that way, you should do some gymnastics things, bro. Yeah, it is going to be one of those days, chat. By the way, guys, if you like the stream, make sure to like the stream. All the support helps me, and it helps you when you help me. Yeah. Layers, rename. I could just get the name, but I don't want to work like that.
Where you are.
I feel like the slot, it should just be based off of the ID.
Lose a creative moment.
If the item list dot ID, but then that's the thing. How do I know to put that thing inside of the thing? Where I'm like, yo, these are the same item. Let's put them in the same thing. Maybe I do need a resource name. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe past me was actually smart and future me is dumb. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like that one. I like this one more. Ultimate Vaporwave Mix Donkey Kong. Hey, there we go. Finally, two left and right hand. I like how Safe is showing the left and right hand love in the chat. Yeah, Southpaw is definitely something difficult to master, I guess. When I was doing boxing, I'd like try to switch, and my coach was like, "Don't switch." And I was like, "But I feel the calling in my soul to switch, constantly moving in between one and the other, incoherent senses." So I guess my idea is I go through the item list, I get the ID, and then I say, hey, object item equals item. They got to be the same item, right? Are they the same item? That's what we got to check. Because then I won't need a resource name. I'll just need the item. I'll just say, hey, is this the same item as this item? Do they have the same parent class? No, because then all of them would get thrown in there. There's obviously a separation between the two, but it's a little difficult because I don't know if it's based off the game. Ah, he's constantly tired. Now we're stuck in this endless loop. We must exit and return. I'm experimenting with emojis. Yeah, I've noticed that. Apparently magic mushrooms too. We need to... Has anyone got this guy's number? We need to call his parents. Let him know that he's doing some bad thing. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how far I can push my computer. Physically or digitally? Because I'm not gonna lie, I just had an envision of because I've never seen you, someone random just pushing their computer and being like, all right, computer, show me the best you got. And they just shove it. Only 3 meters this time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why my brain does that, but it does it. And I just hope the chat loves it. Buenos, what's wrong? Why are you so filled with rage? Are you still mad that I don't know the difference between Sweden and Switzerland? He is, yes! And I'm tired of you talking about getting high. Well, I'm not talking about getting high. I'm trying to call on Safe. You should be mad at Safe, bro. Send him angry faces. At him and then be like, angry angries. Do not do the magic mushrooms. Hashtag do not do them. Both. Blender, sometimes it's okay. Other days it's mercies itself. So it makes you mad and you start pushing it around. You're like, do what I want. Now. I command you as my computer to do what I want. So I'm trying to think. I'm gonna rewrite this. Shoot. I gotta figure out a better way to figure out if this has the item. I gotta see if the item's equal to one another. Then, if they're equal to one another, I gotta be like, yo, let's do the thing. And I think I'm gonna have to change how I do like the item ID and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of all that. We're gonna have to find another way. We're gonna have to find another way. The texture nodes are confusing me right now. Those things have always confused me. They have always confused me. That's why I only know one node, and that's the image texture node. Pretty much as textures does not get the right look I'm going for. True. true. Have you thought of looking into substance designer? Because it sounds to me like you're looking for something a little bit more dynamic, right? You're looking for something a little bit more dynamic. Right now, we're just going to put 0 and add it in there. We'll have to find a better way to do this later. If you think they are high shrooms, just go to Google and search oyster mushrooms and lion's mane mushrooms, dude. Don't even talk to me about my lion's mane mushrooms, all right? Ew, money? I know, right? Who wants money? Who wants that stuff when you can have friends? Oh my gosh, it worked. All right, let's see what happens. We get our 1. Says the inventory item was null, by the way. Now we come into here and we see what happens. We get our pickup resource wood, right? And then we get pickup resource wood _ C, yada yada. So these are obviously, this isn't a good way of comparing the objects. We're stuck in the infinite loop again. I guess we do just give this thing a resource name. As simple as that, right? We give them a resource name. Although, we could just give them a number. You could just give it an item number instead of a name. I prefer the money better than any scary money because the fear is real. If you scare people, people just shows up. That is true. Just scare everyone. We love survival. We love horror. It's like the Halloween movie with Adam Sandler and Dracula and all that stuff. No one's scared of them anymore. They're no longer feared. Them being scary just gives them more popularity. But look, you'll see leaf to wood. I don't know why that one came up as wood _ C _ whatever. I mean, they're essentially the same item, but they're not the same item. There's got to be some way to see that. Regardless, resource name. Jungle. Leaf. We can always change this at a later date. If anyone knows a better way, please let me know. I am an amateur. I am slowly figuring out the smart ways to handle these things. Oops, movie. Yeah, that's true. This music makes me feel like doing a slow-mo breakdance. I think every music makes me want to breakdance, even the freaking bluegrass. Scary movies is becoming just dark clown fantasy, more laughing than scared, yeah. It's like the old school Evil Dead, where it's like the horror comedy. But honestly, Evil Dead was the only one, in my opinion, to do it right. Every other one was just like, meh. I think they did a really good job with the first couple of Evil Deads. This is my boomstick. Pretty funny in my opinion. I'm just gonna say. Yeah. This makes me want to pop lock and drop it all on the ground because I'm getting frustrated and I want to frown. What do you guys think of that rhyme? On a scale of 1 to 10, please. I implore you to tell me Now let's see at least if we got to the next stage. Let's see if we got to the next stage, huh? It's called the mortgage, yeah. Can you pay the mortgage this month? Now, right, we're gonna get our things here. It's still throwing an error. It's like, access encountered at da-da-da. That's interesting though. We picked up wood too. The name is BP resource. Actually, label. Resource wood C. BP. Okay, so we can't get that. And it's because we have no items. We have no items. This is null, that's why. So I guess we have to check if we even have an item before we even use the item. This is gonna be one fun day. No! Wakes up rolling in bed. The mortgage! I'm tired of that guy named Bill. Why does he always show up at the least inconvenient time? My name's Bill. I'm here. You ready to pay the bill? Shoot. Guy named Bill, that's his slogan. Ready to pay the bill? Hand peak waving. I really wish this would let me see the emoji. Doesn't let me see the emoji. I just see words. And then I have to use my brain to imagine what they are. I just imagine a pink waving hand. Is that you saying goodbye, buenos? So the door is created before the screw holes. True. I think that's the best way to do it, though. You do the bigger shapes, and then you go to the detailed shapes, or the smaller shapes, I guess you could say. You start big, go small. Right? Am I right or am I right? So the issue is that this isn't even inputting anything into this inventory. It's getting to the point where, like, I'm just gonna start. I thought it would be easier to append and move things around with a T-map, but I might just do an array, because we know I just got like a weird. Doesn't look like we can get something in a T-map exactly like that. I mean, it says and has item. We have this. I mean, we don't get an error. And to me, that just means there's nothing at 0, and that's why. I can't even say, yo, if this exists. loop and do all this other stuff. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of if statements right now. I can say dot amount, but if I just leave it like this, can I say that? No, I can't. Maybe it's bad to use a for loop with these. That's what I'm starting to think. Can you use for loops with key maps? Shmee. Maybe it's possible, but I can't just say, you know, I can do it in regard to this, like where I get the object name, the resource name, but if I leave it like this, then it's just like completely empty. But I think you can do this with like an item. Interesting. Text green, game over, face purple crying, dude, it isn't game over until the Lord says it's game over. I need you to take that negativity out of this chat, buenos. All right. I was just joking, by the way. Everyone left. They're like, he was too loud. Yeah, man. The Lord says when it's game over, okay? It's not game over until I quit or he says so. Judah, inventory, or we'll just say item for now. I don't know. That is interesting. A lot more to write. Sorry. Am I gonna do that? No, we're getting there. Look at that. We can't convert that to a bowl. So we can't do the same method that we did here. I mean, we can do find and then I. That's true. Sorry, we have to make this a pointer. Item list I is slot full, added item amount. Return true. Now let's see if we get any more errors. But the issue at the moment looks to be like we're not even adding an item. Right? But we should be like, yo, do we have this item? If we don't have this item, add the item. Which is what should have happened in the first context. Come on. Come on. ID is 255. What is num? Oh, we don't set an amount. The inventory ID does equal 0, though, at least. ID is whatever it is. Inventory ID equals -1. That's because there's absolutely nothing in it. So it would return 0. So I gotta see if it's 0. But if it has something in it, then it'll be 1. Or I just don't need to do that at all. Then it breaks down. New item, amount, max amount. It just creates a bunch of defaults. Inventory ID is -1. Slot amount is int 125 1295. So we really don't even need to do this. I guess it really is. No. We do want to say if the number is greater than 0. Because an array doesn't matter. If there's something in the array, it's going to be 1, but the ID is still going to be 0. So in the future, right now it'll be 0, but if I add 1, it'll say the number is 1. And I actually have to create this here and say that. And actually, I don't even need an else. It equals 0, and if the item number is greater than 0, then it's going to equal something else. No, that's not true, because if it's 0, if there's nothing in it and we add 1 to it, then it'll be 1, but the ID of that 1 will be 0, and then the next one will be 1. So it'll be 0, 1. What am I doing to myself? Making myself look like a big old idiot. That's what I'm doing. Ah. When it's created, we'll set the max amount to, I don't know, 12 for now. Or we'll do 1. Or actually, we'll do 2. The inventory ID will equal ID. Inventory ID, blah, blah, blah. I think all we need to do is max amount. 1. We don't need name selection. Hot reload fail. Inventory component. Oh. Yeah. I hate having to reset this every single time. So it's empty. Sorry, it's supposed to be freaking 0. So we go has item, leave 2. So it doesn't have the item. So now it's going to create the item. Good. This is 0, which is good. Max amount is 2. Good, those are set incorrectly. Object item is going to equal the item. Okay. Okay, so now we're getting something in there with the amount of 1. If you look at the bottom right, you have 1 with the amount of 1. Hey, you have an item at slot 0 called BP pickup resource leaf with the amount of 2. Yeah, item at slot 1 called BP underscore pickup with the amount. Oh, but that time it added it to the leaf. So that's a big no-no. And then once we get all the intricacies worked out, we can start working on the widget stuff. Sorry. Wood with the amount of 1. Leaf with the amount of 1. But then it'll just add continuously to this. which is no bueno. Yeah, is slot full. So now we need to essentially has item, checks if the slot is full. But the issue, as we know, is that we can't get it like this. We have to go dot find I and ask if that find is slot full. I guess it didn't work with the other one. Whatever. I'm a very slow, iterative programmer, and I'm tired. Leave me alone. I don't know why every time it says inventory item was null. And I think it's because it checks one and then it goes to the next one, and that's why it's null. Still adds it to 3 though. So it's not equals item resource name. A resource name. My brain can't fathom. The amount equals 1, max amount equals 2, inventory ID equals that. That's great and all, but I want to know about the name. Object item. We're getting the resource name. Apparently the resource names are torn up on these. So this is wood. It's like, yo, they're not equal. Okay, return false. Checks and returns false because that's it. And we say, hey, does it have an item? So we add a new item. Awesome. Now this is where we're gonna start seeing some things. Jungle leaf, jungle leaf. Both jungle leaf. So we find that it's 0, we return true. We add that. Now we get to this point. Jungle leaf, jungle wood. That's why I apologize. I apologize. That is my logical error. I didn't consider that. My head's a little everywhere today. I know I make a lot of excuses. But essentially, we just keep adding it. The has item is completely working, but the issue is it's not returning exactly where we need to add this. What we should do is actually add in here in the has amount or has item, right? Because we could do that all from here. It's very possible. Essentially, we just have a, return from this because all of this it's not necessary, right? And we'll actually put this here. That'll never reach that area. So if it doesn't have the item, right, we'll essentially add it in here and say, item list dot find I dot amount plus plus. Can I do this? Yeah. I think we can get rid of this now. So the logic is essentially, if we have the item, then we add to it in here, and then we just return from here. All right, now we have 1. We get 2. We have 1, but now, it's adding 1 for each one, right? Which is interesting. I think it's also because we're saying if the slot is full, we still add. We want to say if it's not full, then we add. Which I believe is a bowl as well. Yeah, it's a bowl. If the added amount plus the slot amount is greater than the max amount, then return true. If not, then return false. So essentially, if the slot is full, then we'll add it. If not, we won't. And essentially, we have the item. I guess that's a bad name too. Has item. We might have to change that name at some point to make it a little easier to understand, but yeah, there we go. 2 and 2. Now let's see what happens. Oh, it's still adding. Crazy. If it's not full, we add that. The sound of silence. Can you barely hear me? Or are you talking about the music? 1, 2. Oh yeah. Add amount. That's fine. That's fine. Where we really want to check is, oh, dude, you walked in my stuff, bro. I'll take these. We're gonna get one here. We're gonna get one here. And then what we really want to see, because we have 2 and 2 now, but they should be higher. Right? The added amount is that. Yeah. We know I is that. But it's seeing it as it's not full, which means this is bad. Added amount. Fine. Added amount. That's fine. Chat died. Yeah, it happens. It's nice though. I think the Holy Father wants me to focus on getting the inventory done, which is why it's died. So I'm not here to be like a famous influencer or some big wig YouTuber. I'm here to make a game, you know? So it's not something I'm necessarily concerned about. I'm just here to raise awareness of what we're trying to do at the studio, what I want the studio to be, what the game I'm working on is, stuff like that, you know? Doesn't mean I don't appreciate everyone who's in here chatting. It just means that I'm not going to let myself get concerned with people not chatting, because at the end of the day I need to keep my eyes on the mission that I feel God has set forth for me. And I feel like while it's nice to have people in chat, it's not a necessity for what God's trying to build. So the added amount is 1. The max amount is 2. The slot amount, though. What is slot amount? Where do I get slot amount from? That's why. Cancel. We're not using the actual amount, because that's 0. Amount is what we have. That's what we're adding. So the max amount is this. The amount is this. Well, obviously you would just go like this, right? But to me, I'm like, I might need another variable to hold the current amount. So you still working on your thing, my man? My man? Compile this. All right, cool. Wait, return false. It's true. This is gonna return false as well, and this should go true. Okay. And then we get another one. Nice. Now let's try collecting them all and get rid of the debug we have here. Yeah. So all of that's working. Now we just have to tie like inventory stuff. Still working things out. Yeah, it's a constant struggle, right? Always deleting, remaking, coming back to the project, seeing something you did that you're not a fan of, reconfiguring that, or completely deleting it and remaking it. Project breaks or computer crashing, having to revert to an old save file. It's just a big, long struggle. So I know how it is, man. But you'll get there. Just keep working hard, like you're already doing, and you'll be there before you know it. Normally, as things just don't look right. Is it just not what you envision? Have you tried? You've drawn these out before, right? Maybe you should, if you don't have drawing or something like that involved in what you're doing, then maybe you should try doing that more to make it so you have less confusion. But you also have to remember that you're the director too, so there's going to be times where you're going to be confused about the direction because you're so close to the project. But if you keep hammering at it, man, you'll figure it out soon enough. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Now, the part where I gotta add everything in visual form. So when I click this button, we get them looking good in here, you know what I'm saying? So we would be creating an inventory. Boom. Yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm just really thinking how I'm not like a big widget guy. So figuring out how I'm gonna do this is gonna be interesting. Right now I have I'm trying to create something that's what I want to call dynamic, in the sense that let's see where I have it. It's dynamic in the sense that it's... Where is it? I need to come up with a better universal name for those. It's really difficult to stick to like a naming convention when you're the only one working on something. Basically making sure that all design relates to overall picture, yeah. And that's where it can get difficult. I was making an inventory thing, and now it's gone. Interesting. Maybe I deleted it because I was like, eh. But the idea is it was essentially going to be a dynamic thing. Maybe I look. Yeah, I mean, it's not in here. W resource. So I was working on this, right? Just a basic outline with a color to indicate like the type of resource, like its rarity, I guess you could say. And then we have obviously the amount of that resource within the slot. But it's about like how to combine. I mean, I have a canvas panel that does all this already. And I've even seen like the overlay that does this, right? Like you can have an overlay. And essentially in the overlay, you can throw all these things in here, but you can't, you know. You'd have to go in and by hand redo these. Like that. The only issue is like moving the text, right? But even then, that's like huge for what it is. I'm assuming it's because I just gotta was that 18? Change the anchoring. Well, I can't really change the anchoring, can I? If I translates as such. Let's put this back over here. Let's check out the, yeah, see the anchors? It keeps its anchors. If I were to, no, it's about the same. Because the important part with this or this, oh, I guess that works. But it's a little too, sorry, it's a little too uneven for me. So if I move this down, you know, a tad, get it to about there. Ah, still doesn't look as good as I had it. For example, if you're designing Mars base, first years you won't see major manufacturing of luxury items, so most item is basically pre-built design, very brutalism. Yeah, true, but at the end of the day, it's like what part of that era are you capturing? Are you capturing that brutalism? That very beginning of the Mars base, where everything is pre-built? I mean, one could also say that they packaged fabrication units onto these spaceships, so the base the bases on Mars have the capacity to create these intricate luxury items, I guess you would call them. Right? I know it's 120 light years from Earth. But then it even depends on, like, you know, what is the technology of your spaceships? Is there, you know, is there light speed travel or light travel or whatever they call it? I don't know what astronauts call it. Because if there is, then, you know, you can do whatever you need to do to kind of fit things into a box that you want them. And then you work within that box, and outside of the box is all the stuff that explains the inside of that box. And that's the issue with me sometimes, because I'm like, I can change this outside of here, but then it'd affect this in here, and then I'd do something in here, and that would affect what's going on out there. So it's about finding a way where you can affect things on multiple levels without changing too much of the inner levels of that, right? So it's like 40 years delivery of cargo and goods from Earth. Okay, so it's you're pushing towards more of like a super modern era. Do the spaceships have, I don't know, weapons of any kind, or is it just literally? And this is a short film you're making, right? That's the annoying part. I can't move this outside of the canvas. Widgets can't have children. Apparently I can't move this outside of the box. That's annoying. Why is that a thing? I don't know. What I do know is that we need to make this 0.5, 0.5. So whenever we translate it, you know. And then on top of that, let's also center this. Center it. Well, we'll see what happens with how long things goes. True. You'll figure out something awesome, man. Just keep at it. You got this, bro. I believe in you. And I believe the Lord believes in you too. Or else he wouldn't give you this awesome idea. So keep pursuing it with all your heart. So if you create items, you're limited to what files is stored in the machines. Yeah, but even with modern technology, that's the possibility of storing a lot of information like that can be held in, you know, hard drives, SSD drives, even M.2 drives. And M.2 drives are super small. You know, you can hold all this information in these devices or these fabricators, right? So there's a lot of ways you can go about it. As well as what materials is around. Yeah, that is true. That's true, because they don't have these things on space or at Mars, sorry. I mean, I guess you could say they've possibly used like the surrounding rock to create a lot of things. So a lot of like the early foundations of what you have is primarily rock based. Not much wood, lots of metal maybe. You know, it's hard to say, but I would call it maybe like sandstone. A lot of sandstone fabricated structures. You know, there is like 3D printing as well. People have 3D printers that print houses now, so you could even use that to create like structures. I wonder if I can copy this in all of its entireties over to the inventory and paste them. Can I paste them? I can. That's sick. That's sick. Oh, that's why it looked a little weird. That's interesting that these completely get, what is the Z? Can I mess with the Z order? I can. Okay. Where's the Z order for this, dude? Something simple like chickens, things have to be managed very carefully. Yeah, but you also got to take into, well, what are they doing for water per se there, you know? You have to live, you know, you got to drink water, right? I guess that's something I'll figure out when I actually watch the short when you release it. Let's get this readjusted. Let's change its size. I might have to make, I'll have to probably, this is all whipped though, guys, so. Bark, 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 chicken. But yeah, the basic idea is that I can create an, widget. Inventory. Or and essentially we would put them at the center of these buttons. That's the idea. Because it feels like it'd be a little difficult to, I don't know, if I put these, right now all you can do is select like these buttons. And you can only select, like, of course you can make an image for each one, right? Like I can come in here and, I don't know, do something like that, right? Which is, you know, I prefer this. This looks way cooler. So it's like, how do I get this to be placed here? You know, there's no option for that. I can't put a widget here. And the good thing about these buttons is that, you know, if you turn them into a variable, then you get on click, you get on press, on release, things of that nature. This is, if I turn this into a variable, I'm not given the same type of options. Yeah, and I'm assuming that they're obviously reusing water for waste. Corn base. So thinking about this, these things is how encounters take place. Yeah, so you really have to think about a lot of different issues, especially when it comes to regards to realism. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, I'm assuming, because there's so much that is involved in it. I might have to ask Chase how he would do this. Not the industry. I mean, they would have to come with ships. I'm assuming that they would send out things, like if it takes 40 years, and they would just send out, you know, possibly a ship every so many years. So they would get supplies. The first ship would show up, and then 5 years later, or less, or more, another ship would arrive, right? With either more people or more resources, things like that. No. No, I want to move this. I mean, that's the idea. I want to see how this looks like, and I mean, that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. Yeah, you know, I feel a little special about myself right now. But I'd like to move this around, had it automatically added to that slot. I feel like the jumping is way too strong, obviously. Thought about the oxygen systems and how oxygen tends to stick to the ground, how that would affect the surrounding area. Creators would make the perfect spot to hold oxygen in a location. That's pretty smart. Pretty smart. Oh man, I'm really stuck with this how to get things working with one another type of deal. You know? That's interesting. I made the... Oh, that's why. But yeah, now it's about trying to get these things working cohesively. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, he's getting thrown off. Must be colliding with these or something else. We'll have to fix that at a later date, but... Anyways, I think I might call it there, guys. It's 12 o'clock. I didn't even really want to stream much today, but I just wanted everyone to know I'm still working on the project. It's slowly but surely, right? I'm trying to get some of the inventory stuff done while being a good parent at the same time. And keep my mental sanity. So micro comments would hold inside the crater rim walls. That's smart. And it'd be a good way to, I don't know. There's probably some other benefits to having stuff inside of a crater. Even mining vassals, dropping useless sand to bring things up. Yeah. Very true. But other than that, guys, I'm going to bounce slowly by slowly. You're not wrong, but whatever. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. God bless. Christ of Nazareth, as always, loves you guys, okay? If you haven't already confessed and come to Christ, you should really consider it. But anyways, boys and girls, I'm out. Much love to everyone, okay? Good luck to Al and your projects, John, your projects. Safe, thanks for dropping through. Buenos, big hearts, and shout out to you. All the boys on Twitter and girls. Make sure to like and follow. Same goes to Twitch. And, if you're over here on YouTube and you just happen to run across this stream, make sure to like and subscribe. Much love to all you guys. Peace.